Hey guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So today we are going to talk about Idolish7. So first off, before I really get into this, why did no one tell me that Ono Kensho was in this? Why did no one tell me? Why? Do you guys know how much sooner I would have watched this? I would have watched this when it was airing on a weekly basis, but no one told me that Ono Kensho was in this and I missed out big time. But I mean, I guess better late than never, but you guys should have seen how surprised I was when I heard Ono Kensho's voice in this. I was like, wait, is that who I think it is? And no one told me? And of course, I will say this just, I guess, right now. His character, Riku, that he voices in Idolish7 is one of my favorite characters. So yeah, I mean, it goes without saying because I love Ono Kensho, and most of the characters that he has voiced end up end up being characters that I end up loving a lot. Anyways, so I actually got done watching Idolish7 last month because this winter season of anime, there really isn't a lot that I'm watching. So, and on top of that, I mean, there really isn't a lot going on. So I was like, you know what? This is a time to check out anything that I might have missed. So that's what I did. And I will say the reason why I ended up choosing this one specifically to watch was because Gigi was talking about it and Mia was talking about it. So I was like, you know what? I need to get on this. If they like it, there's a chance that I will love it too. And well, the rest is history and here I am. I absolutely love Idolish7. I can see why so many people love this one, and I gotta say, I definitely think I love this one as much as I love Utapri. Like, Utapri is up here, but Idolish7 definitely comes to a close second. I haven't really enjoyed a idol boy anime like this since Utapri. And I know there has been a lot of them out there, and I have watched a couple, but they've never really captivated my heart as much as Utapri. And I don't know, it's just for some reason, maybe it's because Utapri was my first one that I watched. So I have it like up here, like it can do nothing wrong and I will always love it. And on top of that, I am playing currently the Shining Live, which is the app game. So I definitely think that also has another part in increasing my love for Utapri. So yeah, and on top of that, they also have Mamoru freaking Miyano, hello, so why wouldn't I love Utapri? Anywho, going back to what I was saying, so I didn't think honestly that I would like Idolish7. I was like, maybe I'll end up liking it like the other ones and it won't be such a big deal to me. But boy, was I completely wrong, man, and I'm really glad that I was really wrong. I love this one so much, you guys. Like, I can't explain it, but I love it, and I love each of the boys. Like, they're great. Now that I'm done geeking out about Idolish7 for a bit, let's go ahead and talk about what it's about, just in case if you are here on my video and are interested in Idolish7 are like, should I give it a chance? Well, first off, yes, you should. But let me go ahead and tell you guys what it's about. So what Idolish7 is about are basically, you have 7 boys that are a group called Idolish7, and they're basically pretty much starting off from the get-go, and they're trying to get their name out and trying to gain, you know, fans and stuff like that. And you basically get to see like their struggles to get to the top. We also have another group in this called Trigger. So they've been here for a while, they know the ropes and everything, and they're basically like the main top group out there right now. So they have a big fan base and everything and all that good stuff, and Idolish7 kind of strives to be them in a way and try to learn from them the best as they can. Idolish7 also learns like what it means to be an idol and all that good stuff, and they basically end up making like all these connections with each of the boys. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of pretty much it with Idolish7. I don't want to like say too much without spoiling anything, so that's why I'm like kind of like struggling here, like to try to describe it the best as I can. But that's kind of pretty much the gist of Idolish7. Anywho, so now that I've given you guys like a little bit of details of what this series is about, let's go ahead and dive into things that I really liked and I think Idolish7 did really, really good. or fantastic, whatever you want to call it. So one of the things that I really enjoyed about Idolish7 were its characters. I think Idolish7 did a really good job at introducing you these characters, like slowly but surely, and trying to get to, you know, for you to get to know them individually, because there are like a lot of boys in this. I mean, not really, not as much as B Project, honestly, but that's beside the point. Going back to what I was saying, Idolish7 definitely, as I said, just, I don't know, like it definitely made me remember each of these characters as you get introduced slowly but surely, as I said. And it was really easy for me to remember their names and what their personalities were like and stuff like that. They just became very memorable to me. And you just couldn't help but love these characters a lot and really wanted to know more about them, because there are certain characters in this that don't really get developed and we don't know a lot of backstory with them. But those characters that do get a little bit of backstory and we do get to know more about them, they're really interesting characters, and you just can't help but fall in love with them and want to protect them and want the best for them and all that good stuff, because you just can't help but want to support these characters and like see where they're gonna go. And like I said, I really enjoyed that about Idolish7, and I really hope in season 2 the characters that didn't really get a whole lot of spotlight will get more spotlight in season 2. That's one thing that I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure we will, because so far from what I've seen, they've done a good job with the characters that do get a little bit of spotlight. So yeah, now let's go ahead and talk about the songs, which are another thing that I absolutely love about Idolish7. So I will say that I love Trigger's songs more than I do Idolish7's, and that goes without saying. Trigger's songs, like throughout the series, I loved, and I ended up checking them out first. I will say there are a couple songs out there that I haven't heard from Trigger's, and I need to go ahead and look for them and like get into them and stuff like that, but most of the songs that I've heard are fantastic. Idolish7, I haven't really heard too much about it, and I really should dive into their music a little bit more. The only music that I've listened to from Idolish7 would be the ones that are in the anime, so like I said, I definitely need to dive into that a little bit more. There really isn't a whole lot to say about the songs. That's all I can really say, honestly. I will say though, the voice actors that are in this, there was one specifically that I absolutely love, which, I mean, you guys could see at the beginning of the video, Ono Kensho. I love him so much. If you guys don't know who Ono Kensho is, he actually does the voice of Kuroko from Kuroko no Basket, and he also does the voice of Atagawa from Bungo Stray Dogs. So there are two characters that are pretty much well known. So there you go. That's who Ono Kensho is. That's why I was like, why did no one tell me? Which, by the way, Ono Kensho, I have heard his music, and I have dived into his music a little bit ever since I heard his, I think it was his first single, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Fantastic Dune, and which you can hear with one of the ending songs from Kuroko no Basket. So he has done that one. He's also done Zero. So yeah, I'm just giving you just like a little bit of information out there. But yeah, another voice actor that I also know was, I don't know how to say his name for some reason, but he's also a really well-known voice actor, and I know he's done the opening for Hitorujime My Hero, and I also believe he does the ending song for Yuri on Ice, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think that's actually where I know him from, honestly, because I think he voices a character too from Yuri on Ice too. So yeah, anyway, that's basically where I know him from. And we also have another voice actor that's pretty well known, and that's Ken. I don't know too much about him, so yeah, other than I think he was in Starmio. Let me know in the comments down below, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think, because that's actually where I know him from. The only reason why I even know this voice actor is because a lot of people really enjoy him. So yeah, so if you guys love Ken, there you go. He voices one of the characters from Idolish7. So yeah, so we got quite a bit of really good voice actors in this. So yeah, anyway. The next thing that I do want to talk about would be my favorite characters in Idolish7, because I do have quite a bit of favorite characters. So let's start off with my number one favorite, my husbando, Gaku. Gaku, I always fall for these type of characters. The characters that seem kind of like an asshole, but they really aren't. They're just complete softies and sweethearts on the inside, and that is what Gaku pretty much is. And oh my gosh, like at first I really wasn't too sure about him. I was like, you seem kind of like an asshole. Am I gonna like you? But like I said, I tend to fall for these type of asshole-y characters. But it's because they become, like I said, complete softies towards the end, and you really get to see like this other side of them, and you're just like, oh, my heart. And that's basically why I fell in love with Gaku. Like towards the end of this anime is when I started to really like him and started to see like him in like a different light. So that was really interesting and really nice to see, and I was like, okay, I like you. I actually love you now. Another character that I love, and it's from Trigger also, would be Ryu. He is such a sweet boy. Like there's nothing else that I can say other than he's such a big sweetheart, and I love him. And I think the reason why I loved him even more so was because of the YouTube episodes that have come out, which by the way, there are YouTube episodes out if you guys don't know. I don't know how many are out there. I only watched the first two, which involved Trigger and how they got to be a group and stuff like that, which was really interesting. And it's kind of a shame that that wasn't in the anime, but I mean, that's fine. It's kind of, but at the same time, when I really think about it, I'm like, where would it even fit in the anime, you know? But like, it's nice that we finally got to see like this backstory, like how they got started and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys want to see that, check it out because it's good. But going back to Ryu, I love his singing voice the most out of all the characters. Like he has such a pretty singing voice, and I love it. I also like how I feel like, based on the translations that I've seen from his songs, they're kind of like a little bit sexy. Like I thought that was kind of interesting, but also it kind of fits his character because in Idolish7 he's basically seen as like the sexy character, and I think that's kind of hilarious because he's like kind of freaking out about it. He's just like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys talking about? Because he's just kind of thrown into like this persona. He's sexy and cool, and he kind of really isn't. Like, yes, he's beautiful and all, but like he's kind of a dork. Which there is one scene in particular that I always think about when it comes to Ryu, when this lady like comes up to him and is trying to flirt with him, and he just does not get the picture. I think that's in episode 7, I think. I don't know, but it's when they're in Okinawa, which that episode, like that little bit was kind of funny, and I was just like, like what just happened? Like it's so funny. But anyways, I'm rambling on a little bit too much about that part, but like that was like my favorite moment. It made me realize just how much of a dork and how oblivious this boy is. He's just so pure, and I love him. So yeah, but let's go ahead and move on to Idolish7. Let me talk about my favorite characters. So at first I thought Iori was gonna be one of my favorites. I don't know why. I just looked at him and I was like, he seems like he might be one of my favorites, but we'll see what happens as like the episodes go on, right? Because my feelings could change about him. And sure enough, he really isn't one. Like he kind of is one of my favorites, but not like my top favorites. My favorite character, I would have to say first, would be Nagi, because he's such a dork and he's such a cute little nerd. I love him so much. Like he is pretty much like the main comedic boy in this, and he keeps like everything very lighthearted and pure, and I love that about Nagi, because you can tell he cares, and he also loves like anime. Like he's such a nerd, and I love that so much about him. He's a great character, and I love him. The next character that I absolutely love in this would be Riku, and I mean, it goes without saying, Riku is voiced by Ono Kensho, so automatically he was already gonna be one of my favorites. Riku, though, his character is such a sweet little soul. He's such a sweet sunshine boy. He's kind of like Otaya in a way, basically, and he's just like, you just cannot not love Riku. Like he's such a sweet boy. He can do no wrong, and I love him. There really isn't too much I can say about Riku without spoiling it. If you guys haven't seen Idolish7 and you guys want to get into it, I'm not going to say too much about Riku other than I love him. He's such a sweet boy, and that's that. Alright, moving on to like my last and final character that I absolutely loved from Idolish7 would have to be Iori. He's like my third favorite for sure. The reason why I liked him is just because of the way that he helps out Sumugi, which is like the manager of Idolish7. She is pretty much new to this, and she doesn't really know where to take the boys and how to start up, and Iori kind of helps her pretty much with like the management side for Idolish7 and helps her like, hey, this is what you should do and stuff like that. Like helps like push her to like the right direction is the best way that I can say that. So that's one of the reasons why I loved Iori. Hopefully he gets more development in season 2, but so far what I've seen, I love him and he's great. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about with Idolish7. There really isn't too much to say about it. I love it so much. Like if you guys love Utapri, you guys will love Idolish7. I definitely recommend it if you have seen Utapri. Like go watch it, you will love it. It's great. And I love how like I just couldn't help comparing Idolish7 with Utapri. Like there are some similarities here and there between the two, but at the same time I feel like Idolish7 also makes itself like stand out on its own, and it's like, yeah, we might have some similarities to Utapri, but we're also very different, and I love that so incredibly much. I do know that there is a mobile game for this. It's kind of like the Utapri game too, but it's in Japanese and I would love an English release. But for now I won't touch the game until there will be an English release, because I would love it. I really would, and I would play the heck out of it if I could. But yeah, because I've seen the cards for the game and they look freaking fantastic. Oh my gosh, they look great. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully this video helps you guys to go and check out Idolish7. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!